What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Controversy Lab.
Where controversy is key.
I am your host, Michelle House.
And I am RTJ.
Well, you know me.
Black Power, brother.
Got my hair out today. Don't frown. Let your hair out. Yeah, that's the vibe.
Yeah, as well that we both dressed up in all black today.
Yo, we looking like we both got in the West Coast and shit in this bitch. I'm looking like Easy E in this motherfucker. He looking like goddamn
Cube.
Ice Cube. This was unplanned.
It's just the chemistry we got together.
All right, so what are we talking about today for the people?
This bitch got me. My bad. Talk about Louisiana State Judge Michelle Odinet was caught on camera calling someone a nigger.
So this is interesting for me. You know, oftentimes where I've went to court and I've sat in court and I've oftentimes watched the way that judges typically pass down sentencing to black people versus white people. For some reason, it's always seemed to me like when judges talk to and address black people, it's almost this like this vibe and energy that they give off where it's like they just have a dismay for black people. Like I've always seen this, you know, outward compassion for one nationality versus the other. And I get it. Like black people, we do have negative connotations as far as being, you know, violent or thieves and all that shit, but that's not every single black person on the face of the planet, right?
Okay.
And, you know, the bad thing is people often forget judges are only lawyers who continue their career and then work their way up to be a judge, right? So, you know, they're human too. And they have prejudices and they have, you know, ugly backgrounds just like anybody else. You know what I mean? But before we go further in detail about my personal views and RTJ's personal views, we want you guys to actually see this clip. So you guys who haven't seen the clip, we'll let you know we're not going to censor anything. We're going to give you the true, raw, uncut version. I don't believe in censoring people's bullshit. So we're going to let you guys see it. Now keep in mind when you guys watch this video, this is a judge.
And her family.
Good health. This is a judge and her family talking in the privacy of their own home, specifically speaking about what she thinks about black people. And keep in mind, she is a judge, someone who is in charge of sentencing black people, sitting on the bench, who should be neutral and doesn't lean towards racism or anything like that. So we're going to let you guys watch the clip and we'll come back after the clip and then, you know, here's the clip.
Mom goes, why are the lights
when I pull up in the whip, they be saying, God damn.
Why are your lights on? They're like, pull up, pull up.
And mom's yelling, nigger, nigger.
No, kid, we have a nigger. It's a nigger. Like a roach.
Look, that's me.
No, that's
I came from the backside.
He tripped on the light. He tripped on the roof.
I was the only one running.
That's me. Kenny was standing. I'm the one that took him down. Kenny's just standing there.
He lied. That was his wallet.
Yeah. That's my phone where it fell out.
The dude had a phone on him. We should have taken his phone and stolen from him, that fucking asshole.
And now I'm going to grab a gun.
Go and get the gun.
It's important. Very important.
As me and Austin maintain control of the situation.
The great thing is we've got video. We've got fuck. Look, they're with the car. Wait, look, there's
And
Rebel.
look, here comes
There's
Rebel.
Rebel. Want to play fetch? Rebel is what's like this.
Nigga.
It's nigga day.
Nigga.
Nigga day.
What are your thoughts, RTJ?
You said something before the break, before the video, about her judging people. Now, we talked in the previous episode. This is where I get with you, and I'm like, yeah, fuck the law, fuck the government.
Right.
And this is the people they put in place. So she's not only teaching a habit that's been passed down from generation to generation in her family. She's teaching our next lawyers, judges, legal system people. So this shit here it's bullshit. She needs to be taken off the bench, and she needs to be prosecuted for all those people that she wrongly convicted, based upon her color.
You know, I definitely think that, you know, her catalog should be pulled and they should actually compare and contrast her convictions, white versus black. As we know in this country, black people typically get longer sentences for the same fucking crimes as our Caucasian counterparts.
Yeah.
And this video actually proves what we've been complaining about for all these fucking years, all these decades, that there is favoritism and there is racism, systemic racism that has seeped into our judicial system. Whereas even you see, they did a documentary showing young black children that were getting the death penalty and on death row for similar crimes that their white counterparts were not. You know what I mean? So it's just very disgusting to see. And not only to mention, like, this is her family also
That's what I'm saying. And
throwing around the nigger word.
she's passing that on from generation to generation. This is her children. And then it questions me. They felt comfortable enough to put the video out.
And then laughing about it.
Yeah.
Nigga, and laughing about it, right?
What
And
nigger roaches?
And then comparing black people like roaches.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, the judge even comes back and says, you should have stole his phone.
On camera.
On camera. The bigger issue for me was her excuse was, oh, I had a sedative.
Well, that was after he tried to rob us with a gun.
Right. And the fact is, the police found that the individual did not have a fucking firearm.
They can never find a gun.
Never could find a gun. So they're saying that, armed robbery.
And then that there also puts a sense of, just say I was scared of the black guy had a gun, anybody's going to believe me. But it's basically her law working against her.
You know, it's completely disheartening to see, disheartening to witness. And the bigger issue, the thing that bothered me the most was she was sent on paid leave.
Oh, yeah.
You know, paid leave, yet she's online being seen throwing out racial slurs.
They're allowed to do that. And do you think we need to tell me how you would fix that? Like, are you looking to change the government that put her in place? And probably knew that she was doing those things?
I mean, unfortunately, I hate to say it, that, you know, we're never going to be able to fully weed out this issue, unfortunately. You know, because, you know, we're outnumbered as far as, like, our Caucasian counterparts that are actually going to law school. It's just what it is. You know what I mean? And I think that the only way that we would actually fix the issue is if, you know, we had more diversity, you know, on the bench. You know, we had more Mexican Americans, Asian Americans, African Americans actually stepping up. And I think it's an issue that can only be resolved over time with more people, you know, answering the call to be lawyers and to step into the judicial system to make a change. Because even if you fire her, that does not change the statistics that shows that black people across this country, we get more time for the same crime, right? And then we just sweep it under the rug. It's just like with Kamala Harris. You know, her convictions out in California, like, there's so many innocent black men that were incarcerated, you know, within the judicial system. So it's not even just the judge alone, it's the judge, it's the prosecutors, right? Kamala Harris, you know, when she tried to run for president, vice president, it's, oh, I'm a black woman. When she identified as Indian.
Yes.
Right? And then but when it's beneficial to her, oh, I have black in me too. But you spent your whole career incarcerating black men. And then when these black men were found to be innocent because a police officer that actually, you know, pushed these convictions, you know, pushed these charges on these young men, was found to be dirty, and they said, you know what, we got to let them out. She went back and signed appeals to try to keep them in jail, knowing that they were wrongly incarcerated.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's a team effort from the prosecutor and the judges. So it's you know, just removing a judge. Yes, the judge is a big piece to that puzzle. That, you know, we can if we can weed out the bad judges, then we can try to fix and salvage the judicial system. Okay. But the problem is, there's a prosecution as well. There's prosecutors as well. You know what I mean? That work closely with judges, and it just is what it is, man. They work hand in hand together.
Yeah. So is it the law that's the problem, or is it the person that's the problem? So Kamala Harris. You brought up Kamala Harris,
right?
She came up with the mind to write the law that were putting people in jail, correct?
She pushed the 96 crime bill.
She moved it. Okay, she used it. Okay, so did she have to use it? Is what I'm asking.
Did she have to use it?
Yeah. That's again what we talked about in the previous episode, a question of power. Just because it's there doesn't mean I have to use it.
I don't get what you mean. Just because it's there.
Kamala Harris.
It's the law.
It's the law. And I'm saying she's the bad person for creating it. So I agree with you as far as blaming the government, but I don't agree with you as far as leaving the person out of it.
Where did I say anything about leaving the person out of it?
Well, I guess you're mostly blaming the government instead of blaming her.
No, I didn't. No.
Okay.
What I said was removing one judge does not fix the problem.
Okay.
Because I said that in our country, the big issue is that when you look at the numbers, black people have been getting more time and harsher punishment for the same crime. When you look at the statistics is bigger than just one judge. So what I'm saying is removing that one judge doesn't fix the problem, because by large, when you look at even the government from the political standpoint, Republicans, Democrats, the Senate, it's mostly Caucasian based.
Yes.
Even when you look at our judicial system, our judges are largely Caucasian based. So what I'm saying is removing one judge doesn't fix the problem. She contributes to the statistic, yes. But what I'm saying is that we would have to weed out every single judge, right? That when we look at the conviction rates and the percentages that they have, that's heavily leveraged against black people, you would have to start there and start to investigate, okay, these convictions, these judges that passed down these convictions. Then you would have to look at the prosecution that are pushing these same numbers. And then we would have to revamp there. So I'm simply saying in order to fix the issue, it's much deeper than one judge. No, she should definitely be fucking fired. And she should never be able to practice in the judicial system ever fucking again for throwing racial slurs.
Okay.
But I would say the same thing for a black judge who was on the stand, who was calling somebody a fucking wetback.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Or he's caught on camera calling somebody a fucking faggot. I would say the same thing for him. So it's not just attacking black versus white. It's attacking a prejudice. Because if you're on a stand and you're a judge, you are not supposed to have any fucking prejudices against anybody.
Yes.
You're supposed to be a neutral person. I think that judges, and I don't know if they do, I don't think they do, but I think they should go through the same psychiatric evaluations that police officers go through. Like police officers, in order to get hired on, you have to pass a lie detector test. They have to do personality tests, stuff like that. I think judges should go through that too. Because if you're going to be passing down sentences to people, I think it's important to know if you have any prejudice. I guess essentially what I'm saying is judges should not have any type of prejudices against anyone. I think judges need to be neutral. They need to be in the middle. I don't look at race. I don't look at who you are, where you come from, right? Just based on what you did, do I think that, the punishment that I'm passing down matches the crime? And that's the key. Because judges have the power to ruin people's lives. And they have the opportunity to perpetuate the crime. Like we see certain judges we see a lot of our Caucasian counterparts that get slapped on the wrist. What was it the last case? It was a guy that raped a girl or something like that, and he got
I can't remember his name, but he was on a swim team.
Yeah,
and he got probation.
He got probation.
The girls jumped behind the trash can
for fucking rape.
Yes,
he's gonna go out there. He's gonna rape somebody else.
And it actually came up in record that it was actually a passed down thing from generation to generation in his family.
Exactly.
So
if he was a black young man or a Mexican young man, he would have got the fucking book thrown at him.
Yeah, because like those football players that was falsely accused.
Right.
5 years, ruined life, ruined career, and he gets probation because he's on the swim team.
You know why? Because he's a cockroach. He's a nigga. He's a cockroach, right? And this is the issue, right? But this is America, and this is our judicial system, as it stands. But at the end of the day, I mean, I feel like, hopefully she gets fired. I haven't actually watched the story extensively to know what's going on right now.
What is the Lafayette NCAAP?
Yeah. We have the NCAACP of Lafayette stepping up to push to get her fired because right now she's on paid leave.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, it's sad that, for us to get the same kind of justice, we have to push to get this shit done. Like, she should have been just fucking fired off the rip. Off the rip.
It's a process.
It's a process. You know what I mean?
Which is a sad process because she might still get the ability to get back up on that bench.
Exactly. Because let her tell it, she took a sedative. But I've never taken a sedative and started throwing out racial slurs towards anybody.
White people come up with some excuses.
I'm telling you, man. The excuse was almost more disgusting than what she did. Right? But With that being said, this
Yeah.
concludes our episode, man. You know, we hope you guys enjoyed this episode. You know, do us a favor. We'd like you guys to share this video.
Yes. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend.
You know, we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Right now, we're hanging out about 845 or so, give or take. Somewhere around there. So, you know, we're trying to get to 1,000 subs. You know, with that being said, once we get 1,000 subs, we're going to start going live in the studio. Also, we're going to start having guests on our show. We're setting up.
We still got the money to give out.
Still got the money to give out, yeah.
Yeah.
What money?
Remember the give out $1,000?
Oh yeah, the $1,000.
Yeah.
You know, we have to get a little bit more professional about how we're gonna fucking do that shit, right? You know, so because you know, yeah, that's $10,000 we're trying to give out, right? So, but with that being said, we're gonna be setting up our hot chair in the studio.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna start having guests on the show.
Got a nice paint job.
Got a nice paint job that we're actually we have our interns taking care of. So once that's up, we're gonna start having people on the show. Then from there, after that, we're actually going to be doing the call center because the young lady who was the virgin actually reached out to me and was like, she'd love to be on the show.
Oh, wow.
To talk about, you know, her thoughts. And I was like, well, I would prefer to keep your identity secret. But she said she'd be open to doing a call, you know, live call. So there's that, you know, I would love to double back and revisit that. She watched the show, thoroughly enjoyed the show. I was shocked. I thought she would have cursed me out, but she didn't. But with that being said, guys,
go ahead. None of my people watch the show.
This concludes our episode.
I'm
Be sure to
saved.
like,
I'm
share, and
saved.
subscribe. And with that being said, this concludes our episode.
Controversy out.